building, y'all, with the original Cigars and Conversations with a puff a minute, y'all. We back, we in the building. Been a couple of weeks, fam. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that we here today. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk to the people a little bit, man. Let them know what's going on. Y'all got to bear with your boy Cigar Mick, man. I might have had 3 hours sleep, maybe 3 hours sleep. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I had to put wifey on the plane this morning and everything. But it's good to be here, bro. It's good to be out here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I probably should have put something up and been like, hey, we're going to go live so people would be checking for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we be coming at random times.
Different times, yeah, man. This is not your regularly scheduled podcast.
This ain't your regularly scheduled podcast, fam. Like I said, you just got to catch us when you catch us. You got to be in. You got to be watching at all times, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, here at, you know, the original Cigars and Conversations, we always start off, man, by talking about what we smoking.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So why don't you set them up, brother? You look like you got something real sexy right there.
Yeah. So one of the first Dominicans that I smoked that I enjoyed was a Macanudo.
Mm-hmm.
So came through with the Macanudo this morning. This is the Gold. This is a cafe, actually, right? Gold Cafe brand. But yeah, Macanudo has been one of my, like, few Dominicans that I enjoy.
Got you.
Because we talk about this. My favorite palate is Nicaraguan through and through. But anyway, this is one of the few Dominicans that I really enjoyed. And I wanted something a little bit lighter this morning, right? A little bit lighter on the palate. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go with the Cafe versus maybe I'll go with the Macanudo Real Gold that comes in the tubo. Some of you might know that one. That's a little bit of a heavier smoke, in my opinion. But you know, my humble opinion, I should say. But at the same time, the Cafe is a nice morning wake up. Let's get it in. Let's get some thoughts flowing, you know, kind of thing. So I wanted to smoke this one this morning.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what. Well, I really ain't stopped since last night. You know what I'm saying? So I went kind of heavy today, man. I went full body, man. You know what I'm saying? Full strength type of a situation. Went with that EP Carrillo, man. This is La Historia. You know, the Carrillo family. This was basically, I don't know if this was an anniversary or something like that. I know it was in celebration of their family, you know what I'm saying, making one of the oldest cigar families that's out there. This, man, again, going back to the last time we was up here, and I was chopping up with you about some of my favorite blends, right? So this follows that same blueprint, right?
Okay.
So this joint's got that Mexican Andreas wrapper on it, right? It's got the Ecuadorian Sumatra binder.
Yeah.
And the filler is a combination of Nicaraguan and Dominican. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit of a combination. So again, man, following that, man, like I said, man, you know, my palate is really taking me towards these types of blends as of late, man. I mean, the flavor profile on this, man, like I said, it's full body, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to give you some hints of chocolate, man, a little leathery, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, man. Not really a peppery smoke. But I mean, but it's you know, it's something, man, and like I said, 3 hours sleep, so I'm still on my smoke train from last night. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even try to. Normally in the morning I might try to slow it down. You know what I'm saying, and do a restart or something like that. But I said, you know what? I saw this in the humidor. I said, I mean, in my little humidor, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and light this one up this morning.
That sounds almost like an AJ cigar, man.
It's real close to it, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Carrillo, man, they be doing their thing, so that's what it is, bro. You know. So I mean, man, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about what you've been going through and all of that stuff, man. And I need to shout out my boy Tally O, man. Tally, man, is a family right here at the tap, man. We celebrated his birthday yesterday, man. So the funny shit is, his birthday was actually like Friday, right? Okay. So they had planned his lady, man, Angie. She planned this surprise party for him. So he came to the lounge Friday, and everybody knew about the surprise party on Saturday, right? So nobody said nothing to this brother. They said he left here salty, bro. Like, ain't nobody buy me a drink. Ain't nobody.
I could imagine.
It was hilarious, man. So, you know, we was at the Palms, man. We had like the whole backside of the Mexican restaurant up there and whatnot, man. When he walked in there and saw everybody in there, man, like his brother flew in from Maryland, man. It was people, it was just full. And that brother, man, he was just like, he couldn't even contain himself, man. It was a lot of fun, man. So then afterward, they was going to have an after party on the rooftop. You know, at that spot we used to go to over there, man. I can't remember the name of it,
It
but
was Ghost Bar, but it's
Ghost
something
Bar.
else.
It's still Ghost Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ghost Bar. But the winds was high, you know, on the rooftop, so they ended up bringing the party back here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, I was here till after 2, bro. You know what I mean? But it was a good time,
It was
though.
a good time.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, yo. And I mean, so you telling me this morning, man, you've had a little bit of car stuff going on, fam.
Don't buy. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but European cars,
Come on,
always a trip.
come on,
Always a trip, right? Car blew out on me. Motor blew out. Motor costs more than the car costs, right?
Oh my God.
Ain't no reason to replace a motor. Then on top of that, the exhaust gone.
What?
Then they need new brakes.
What?
So they was like, yeah, man, you got a dead car. So I was like, yep, battery gone. So it's sitting in the driveway just dead, bro. I'm just sitting here just looking at it like, oh, I'm hurt.
You want to sell it right now, bro? You want to sell it right? Anybody looking
I'll
for
sell
a
it to
good
you
deal?
for $1,000 right now. True. That's all you gonna get out of it, $1,000.
Anybody looking for, you know, it needs a little work.
Yeah, that's how I put the post in, right? It needs a little work.
It needs a little work. It needs a little tender love and care.
I'm gonna put it on eBay or something.
But it's a fly vehicle, though. That's what sucks.
It was cool, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed driving that car. And I'm a car guy, right?
Yeah.
You know me for years, right? I've had probably 6, 7 cars since you know me.
Yeah.
But I probably had 15 over my adult lifehood, right?
So
all these cars, right? I'm buying, flipping cars and all that stuff. This is the first one that's ever just died and went kaput on me.
Crazy, bro.
First one ever, bro.
How long you had it?
6 months, bro.
6 months,
6 months, dead.
That's crazy.
I've had an '02 Camaro that I bought in 2014.
Yeah.
I've had a BMW X5 that I bought. It was a 2014 and I bought it in 2017.
Oh my God.
That motherfucker
bro.
was a beast. And I'm like, then this motherfucker just dies on me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. But yeah. But now I'm part of one of them Ricer clubs, right? Or what you want to call it, the Tesla boys.
Right,
so I done went over to the dark side.
You went to the dark
side.
I'm
going to put a Trump sticker on the back or something.
Yeah, you got to put that up. Whoa! Something just whispered by my ear.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He's like, every time we looking at it, is it running? Is it not? Is it on? And then I'm like, shit, I'm looking at it like it's my cell phone, bro. Is the battery charged? I didn't charge that bitch overnight and put it on the charge.
You plug your phone in, man. You drain your batteries. That's how it works.
basically, bro. It's a trip. But yeah, I done went over to the dark side, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So I joke real quick, man, with the little, like, you know, something whizzed by my ear. You know what I'm saying? But you know we got to talk about this, bro.
Oh, my God.
You know we got to talk about it, man. Come on, bro.
Man.
So...
I'll let you get it.
No, okay, look, I'm going to try to play fair today. I'm going to try to play fair. I'm not saying that it was, you know, make-believe or, you know what I'm saying, that it was staged, that it's false flags and all that stuff. All I'm saying is I got questions.
I'm gonna say, if you don't say, I'm gonna say.
I'm trying to play nice right now, but I got questions.
It looks staged as a mother, bro.
Come on, bro. I'm sitting back like they, you know, and the thing that's crazy, man. Okay, what was the AR-14? Was it supposedly?
He had an AR, yep, long rifle with the long nozzle on it and everything. He had it all equipped out.
Have you ever seen the ammo for those joints?
And it grazed you.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It grazed you and you cool. That's
what I'm trying. I got questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to anybody out there that wants to believe all of this type of stuff, but I got questions. And again, it was like, it supposedly hit the person. And again, I know somebody, you know, lost their life, man, and I definitely don't celebrate that. But it seems to me that if somebody was hit directly with one of those, bro, you would have saw like some blood splatter or this, that, and other thing. I'm looking at Secret Service, man, and everything. These cats ain't even, you know, unholstering their firearms. I'm just watching all of this, man, at the same time. One question I would ask for is, you know, they was on your boy Biden the whole time about, you know, his cognitive abilities, and they kept saying, yo, we want to see the results from the cognitive test, right? I want to see some results from, you know, some medical reports on this situation.
Yeah.
Because they're having, nobody in the media is asking for them or anything like that. Like seriously, like, what's the deal? You walking around with a big bandage on your ear, you know what I'm saying, right in time for the RNC convention and stuff like that. But to me, it's just a little too convenient.
And it was so gimmicky, bro. You saw the folks in the audience at the RNC that had the bandages on their ears.
Yeah.
It looked like little tampons.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. It's
but
crazy.
It was, so the whole thing, I'm gonna just come right out and say it seems staged as a mud, bro. When have you ever been around Secret Service that didn't protect the entire perimeter of a venue, right?
Right.
So somebody used a ladder. There was people in the crowd that took pictures, and I'm a Reddit dude. I'm a Reddit Twitter guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people read Reddit and Twitter. I know it could be false information, but anyway, they showed pictures of the ladder going up to the top of the building. There were people that saw him way before the crack of the first shot, right?
BBC will interview people, you know what I'm saying, that was sitting there like, yo, we were sitting there like telling the police and the Secret Service, like, he's right there. Like, there's a guy up there with a rifle. They said the police officer climbed up the ladder, the dude pointed the rifle at him, and the police officer went back down. I'm sitting back like, how does any of this make sense? You know, and now it's coming out about, you know, there was possibly a second shooter on top of a water tower that was out there as well. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is part of the issue that I had, right? So these are the questions. When the Secret Services supposedly secured him, right? You know, after he went to the ground and, you know, I don't know what happened when they was behind the podium. I don't know if they painted some blood on his face. I don't know what took place. I'm just saying. I got questions. But when he comes back up, now, if you ever, I remember when Reagan got shot, you know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, like, when you see these things, bro, they cover the entire
turtle shell on them.
They turtle shell on them. Exactly right. How my man can be able to stand up, man, and put his fist up in the air, you know what I'm saying? You know, for that great photo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, somebody was waiting for the camera. Shout out for the photo that was captured.
Angle.
You know what I'm saying? But to be able to capture that when you don't know whether or not there's, you know, multiple shooters. You know what I'm saying? They say shoot it down, shoot it down. You know what I'm saying? I go back to the whole JFK assassination, man. Lee Harvey Oswald, was he the only trigger man or was he the patsy? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? This dude don't look like he can buy milk. You know what I'm saying? And what have you. And then they came out and they tried to say something like, you know, he had given a donation to liberal causes. He's a registered Republican, number one, right? He gave all of these donations to liberal causes. Then later on, they realized that it wasn't him. It was somebody with the same name, right? So this dude is a straight Republican, okay? Straight Republican. So why are you trying to take out the number one Republican candidate? You know what I'm saying? That piece doesn't add up for me. You know what I'm saying? And secondly, you know, the right, man, everybody was saying that, oh, this was, you know, a liberal attempt, or this was the Democrats, and, you know, doing all of that type of stuff, you know. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking to myself, these are the very, very same people who a week before, right, were celebrating the Supreme Court making a decision that basically said that when Trump is president, that he can go back and retaliate against any of his enemies, so to speak, anybody who was against him, and he could not be prosecuted.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So even if it was something out of the Biden administration, this is what y'all was celebrating, which I don't believe it was, by the way. But I'm saying, y'all called for this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, none of this makes sense to me. You know, and I'm just sitting back like now, like trying to figure it out, bro. When I first saw a text from somebody and they was like, yo, Trump just got shot in the head. That's what the text said.
Right.
And immediately, bro, without any reservation, the first thing that I text back was Revelations 13:3. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first thing that came to my mind, man. Because in eschatology, man, in Revelation, it talks about the beast was going to be injured, right? It literally says was going to receive a wound to his head, but was going to survive, right? And then after that, the whole world is going to follow him. beast. And I sat back like, wow, man, this is like too, like, like, you know what I'm saying? So it blew my mind, man. That was the first thing that came to my mind, bro.
I don't know that scripture. I'm going to have to look it up
man.
now.
Revelation 13:3, bro. Go peep that out, man. But at the end of the day, man, it's like, it's crazy, man. When you sit back and you watch all of this as it's going on and everything, like I said, I got questions, man. I'm not really one person to just buy into this 100%. It just, to me, it just seems kind of convenient, you know. So,
but if nothing else, it definitely galvanized the RNC, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
When they came out tough.
Oh, it served its purpose.
They came out tough. It galvanized them around that. They were just joking about it, but at the same time, now that's the gimmick, right? It's saying we got the ear bandage, right? Yeah, everybody came in with the bandages.
He came out with some new sneakers too, didn't he?
He did, man.
Came with some new shoes.
He said the assassination ones.
Exactly.
I got my SCJs on today, but yeah, he had the assassination ones on, man.
Bro.
But yeah, he was a trip, man. But it was just so much stuff about it, like, bro, like the Secret Service lady couldn't holster her gun back, right? She said that, you know, we joke about it. But it's like, when have you ever seen somebody with that level of training, that level of experience, not be able to holster a gun?
Right, exactly.
I couldn't imagine that, bro. I couldn't imagine it. Yeah. And y'all just came around with the M4s and stuff, right? So in the military,
exactly. At the end of the day, man. So again, part of was the discussion right now is that they weren't all Secret Service. Like, he had his own private security detail. You know what I'm saying? So now it's
they're gonna find an explanation for anything.
Something ain't right, bro.
It just was too much about it, bro. It just didn't make sense. Like I said, the crack of the gun when he shot off that first round, right? Then so the other part, right? So they found out the reason his ear got cut. Somebody actually dropped like a glass that was like a large piece of glass. It wasn't a cup or anything, but anyway, they dropped it on the stage. That's what cut his ear. It wasn't the crack of the bullet. And even when you look at his ear, it was just a thin cut. Bro, a bullet this size, you got grazed.
That's my point.
Who's going to survive that?
Yeah,
even a grazing from a bullet that size, you're not going to survive that.
I also heard that it was some glass from like the teleprompter. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of things that are out there. The bottom line is, I don't think anybody's really investigating it. You know, people just took it, you know, as it is. Yeah,
he's dead. He can't tell the story.
He can't tell the story. But they said that kid, man, there's photos and videos of him as being like working for BlackRock again. See what I'm saying? So doing like commercials and stuff like that for BlackRock. So again, this is a little too convenient, bro. You know what I'm saying? But all of that, man, is very, very right-wing type of activity. See what I'm saying? So why would one of your own try to take you down?
Yeah.
That piece doesn't make sense to me, bro, at all, right? So, yeah.
But it was a trip. I was like, I got asked by somebody to do an interview about it and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, hey, okay, I'll do the interview. Next thing I know, it was so many developments that came out the day after. I was like, you can't do an interview now. You can't.
Right.
Nobody has this story straight.
Right.
Especially not me as a novice, right? As a community leader, community activist, whatever you want to call me. I'm like, I don't have a clue. What the hell am I supposed to say on the record?
It's all speculation at this point, bro. But like I said, I feel like there are valid questions. I'm not going to say one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, somebody did lose their life, you know, in this thing. Other people got wounded. But at the end of the day, I got questions, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, even the person, like the lady who was sitting behind him, you know, this was freaking me out. Bro, look, I'm from the hood. I've been in environments where gunshots have rang out. Nobody, and I mean nobody, sits there like this and puts up their phone and starts like trying to record the activity. Motherfuckers it's straight mayhem, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is herd mentality where everybody's trying to get the freak out of there. Like, don't know where you're going, but you got to get out of here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I saw none of that, bro. Everybody was just cool and calm and collective. Like, oh, president is down, you know, or the former president is down. Let me see if I can capture some of this on you know, Facebook or whatever. To me, it was just crazy, man. You know, it
As
made
many
no
times
sense.
I've been shot at, I never seen nobody react like
Come
that.
on, bro.
I was standing at a 7-Eleven one time. Dude tried to shoot me from the street while I was standing at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
When I tell you, everybody ducked behind my little yellow hatchback. Everybody was behind that car,
Right.
just trying to protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
Then it was like, get in the car, let's get out, right? Nah, none of that. None of those reactions, right?
Did something whiz by your ear and you stop and ask
Oh.
yourself, I wonder what that was?
Not at all.
Come on, bro.
And when I got in the car and saw that bullet hole was right above my head, I was like thanking God for every minute I had after that, right?
Exactly.
And so I'm like, this dude just
Exactly.
up.
You know, and the other thing is, because he said, you know, his explanation, because he said he heard something whiz by him, and he thought to himself, I wonder what that was, you know. And then he said he felt when he grazed his ear, he thought to himself something. He said like, oh, I just, you know, I think I got shot or something like that. He was saying, and I'm sitting there like, from thank God not from experience, but from people that I know, you know, who have gone through, you know, who have gotten shot. When I asked them, like, well, they didn't know they were shot.
Yeah.
They didn't know. You see what I'm saying? Because the adrenaline and this, that, and other thing, and so on and so forth. It took a few moments for it to set in that, damn, I got shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He knew immediately while he was still standing up there that something grazed his ear and he got shot. And I'm sitting back like,
nah.
It just doesn't add up for me, bro. It just doesn't add up.
Well, it's a wild scene, man. But RNC happened right after that. He showed up at RNC, gave a speech that they was like galvanized. Like I said, I keep using that word. It was like, but it was like they came together and trolls right after that, man. Like they all came together and said, okay, this is our moment to back him for sure.
Yep.
So if you thought
they said that he is protected by God.
If you think Trumpism
they didn't say what God.
That by God.
They didn't say what God, bro. You know what I'm saying? and I will you know, I'll yield to that. Yeah, he is protected by a God. I don't know what God. You know what I'm saying? But not the God. But something ain't right, bro.
Yeah, you know? I always think about the Ricky Bobby joke, man. For when he was in the movie with Will Ferrell, he was like, "Allah save me, take me from higher off." It seems like, bro, he gonna pray to any God they can, any God that's available. They gonna say that's who he protected by. But yeah, it's a trip, man, just to see how this election season is gonna play out. I've heard many different things.
What the Dems gonna do?
And I've heard, so they got what, another month, right, to really to back Biden and say Biden is the actual candidate. Right. I mean, he's running as the candidate right now as the interim, or not the interim, but the returning president, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, can they really trust him to do the things that they want the Democratic Party to do? I don't know. I don't know, because the Democrats got some lofty goals, and then they're starting to blur the lines of Republicans now. They're starting to talk about small business and how we can impact small business, doing eco-friendly initiatives, things of that nature. You know, the infrastructure bill that got passed under Trump, they're talking about revamping that and putting more money into it. Because I don't know if you recall, Trump talked about the bridges and the highways in America was trash. The infrastructure bill came into play. The Dems are talking about increasing that money, which is not a typical Democratic initiative. When you start talking about commerce and how money moves, how people move around the country, things of that nature. So they're changing their mindset. So I'm like, okay, do you really feel like Biden is the guy to lead these initiatives as you come into the, say, modern times or the modern U.S.? Like, is Biden the guy to lead that initiative? I don't know. And we saw it here happen locally, right? We got a almost 80-year-old running for mayor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, we had a younger guy that was trying to come in and make a change. It didn't work out.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, is that the nation's initiative? Like, we going back to the old guard and saying we're going to rely on the old guard and the older. And I may be going off on a tangent, but these are things be running off of my mind, man.
I think that's pertinent, right?
Yeah.
Again, you know, anytime. So it's like, the Republican Party, man, the traditional Republican Party no longer exists, right? I mean, you don't even need to call these guys Republicans anymore. It's the MAGA Party. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the new party right now. right? And the agenda for the MAGA party is what has been put out by the Heritage Foundation. You know what I'm saying? That Project 2025. Now, the Heritage Foundation is not new, bro. They've been doing this shit for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And their entire agenda is, like you said, the old guard, but it's to roll back to what they consider to be the perfect America, right? That perfect America does not include you and me, except for in subservient type of roles, right? They want to go back to the days when the N-word knew his place. You know what I mean? They want to roll back, you know, all of the gains that have been made as far as choice, with the abortion rights and things of that nature. Anything that has to do with, same-sex relationships and all of that, they got to do away with. The only thing they're going to recognize is, a man and a woman and their children, husband, wife, and their children is an American family, and nothing else exists. All right, and again, that doesn't include you and me. You know what I'm saying, in that equation as a man and his wife and things of that nature, because again, they don't view us as equals. You know what I mean? So, which is the reason why you can get up on stage and you can say something about black jobs, you know what I'm saying, and what have you, because our jobs aren't the same as real jobs, so to speak, So at the end of the day, man, people need to understand what's going on. They're trying to get rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get rid of, it's a whole lot, man. And we sit back here and we're sitting back and we're like, what's the chick name, man? The one that was there, I don't need to name names. All of these celebrities, you know what I'm saying, who are coming out Amber Rose, coming out on one side or the other and whatnot. And we're looking at these celebrities for guidance and stuff, right? But I believe that the people who are like really, really making that, doing that, making those types of statements are operating out of fear. You know what I'm saying? I feel like almost the entire, right side of this whole thing, is all about fear. First of all, you got a lot of, look at this VP candidate, man, that he just named. This dude, man, a few years ago, he called Trump everything but a child of God. You know what I'm saying? But now, Trump chose him because, again, he don't want another Pence. He don't want somebody who's going to stand on his own too and stand and say, hey, I'm not going to do that. He wants somebody that when he says jump, they're going to be how high and when can I come down?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's literally what this new dude is all about. Now, when they found out that he had a wife who was Indian, you know what I'm saying, they started turning on him too, right? Which shows you, the racial, the racial divide, you know what I'm saying, the undercurrent and all of this stuff, man, you know what I'm saying, regardless. They don't care about qualifications. They don't care about this. Everything, man, at the end of the day, like I said, the number one thing that's on the ballot this year, man, is race relations in the United States. That's the number one. That's the most, like, whether you can call it whatever you want. You can hide behind a lot of things, but that's really what it is. In his base, they are poised to incite violence. They are poised for, civil unrest, and literally, bro, like the fucking, the floodgates are going to be open after this election, one way or another, regardless of who wins.
And so 2 points I'm gonna make. So one, going back to the local elections, right? Talking about, this older lady versus this younger guy.
Yeah.
One of the things they mentioned about this younger guy who is black, who's from Vegas, is that he was an elitist. And people felt like he had an elitist attitude.
True.
Not knowing his work, not knowing his pedigree, not knowing things he's gone through or whatever, from business to politics, whatever. Not knowing any of that, they called him an elitist, right? So then they chose, okay, this white lady, frankly, right, older white woman,
Jewish,
she that part contributed to the community more than he did.
Exactly.
How could you say that?
Right.
But that's the point that a lot of people made, right? And not voting one way or the other.
Yeah.
Secondly, you started talking about like an Amber Rose showing up. You started talking about the point of fear. and coming out of fear and doing things out of fear.
Yeah.
Bruh, she got 100 million followers on social media. Her speech was more impactful than any presidential speech will be. Anyone. I guarantee you, there's more people talking about Amber Rose showing up at the RNC than Donald Trump with the bandage on his ear.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
And even Vance Jones said, Vance Jones, well-documented reporter, right? He even said himself, that was scarier to him and scarier to the American public than any other speech that went on during the RNC.
Wow.
And I could see it. I could see it, but it's out of fear, right?
Yeah.
Out of fear, we're going to be reactionary, and we're going to say, you know what? We're going to bring up this young lady that has this huge following. We're going to give her a script. I don't know if they did, but it felt like a script.
Okay.
It felt like a real script. How you have a girl that go from OnlyFans and being a stripper to being having notoriety as being a model and all these different things. Next you know, she's this political figure. Like, I don't want to discount her at all, right? But at the same time, it just didn't feel natural. It didn't feel genuine. Right. It felt like really scripted. Like, I feel like we living in a simulation for real right now, bro.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, far less makes sense these days, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, until people get to the place, man, where they can start thinking critically and making their own decisions and stop needing to be led by the nose, man, by so-called celebrities and, you know, people, you know, in power and this, that, and other thing. These celebrities, man, number one, they don't want to lose their position. They don't want to lose their money. They don't want to lose their influence, you know, and all of that type of stuff. And like I said, the Supreme Court basically said, hey, you know what I'm saying? If a sitting president chooses to retaliate against his detractors, right, then there's nothing that we can do about it. So if I'm running for president right now, and I say, hey, Jared, I would really like for you to come to my convention and speak for me, and so on and so forth. If you refuse, guess what list you're going on? You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about operating from a position of strength and power, bro. Yeah. And it's like you don't want to get on this person's bad side. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And again, like I said, most of these cats are operating out of fear, man.
Yeah, and
they see what they see. They see what's happening to Diddy right now. They don't want to be next. Oh my gosh, they don't want to be next. Yeah. You know,
this dude living his best life. He been on a plane for what 8 months now or something. He been on a plane, but yeah, man, it's a trip. Like the state of the world, right? So we sit here and talk all the time, right? I feel like you and I are conscious brothers, right? We always getting information from multiple sources. We tell our audience to do the same, right? Get this information from multiple sources. But what do they do to people like us that's conscious, that's aware, that's really looking at how the world is operating? Well, the first thing they do, they call us crazy, right?
Exactly.
We crazy. We out of bounds.
Conspiracy theorists.
Exactly.
All that type of stuff.
Exactly, right? But it's just gathering information.
Right.
And it was the same thing, man. The worst thing to see is a black man with a book in his hand.
Exactly.
Right? That's one of the worst fears they have.
Hey, that's why Project 2024 is in a book form. You know what I'm saying? That's like I said. How many people are going to actually
2025, though.
I mean, 2025. Project 2025 or Agenda 47. Like, how many people are actually going to go in there and read it? You know, and see what's really, you know, what the agenda is. Like, really what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I know I did.
They not reading it, bro. And it's like you start talking about Veterans Affairs, right? Yep. Repealing a lot of the Veterans Acts. Like, that's something that should be considered non-American. But they're saying, nope, we're gonna roll back some of these benefits. Exactly. We're gonna roll back money from the IRS. Or not the IRS, excuse me, from retirement benefits and things of that nature, right? It's like we rolling all of this back.
All that stuff.
That's supposed to be just American stuff, right?
Yeah.
America, right? We're gonna support the military. We're gonna support they pulling money out.
That used to be, you know, what the Republican Party prided themselves in.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah,
that's
they
my
used
point.
to pride themselves on these things, but now they trying to get rid of it all.
Yeah.
So
and that's exactly my point. I'm like, so okay, the things that y'all prided yourself on, you're saying you're going to be okay repealing all of that stuff? That's crazy. We're going straight to a dictatorship.
Exactly.
The money's going to flow right into the government, and the government going to decide what to do with the pot of money.
Say that again.
We're going right into a dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
The
So
Project 2025 is
you.
a blueprint for a dictatorship.
Thank you. I'm so glad you made that
we was
point.
talking about it before. We thought it was going to be an oligarchy,
Yep.
right, going into that platform. But now, no, they went straight dictatorship.
Exactly.
They said, nope, all the money's going to come into the government. We're going to get that pot of money, and we'll decide what to do with it. And we're going to decide what's the best use of the funds.
With that being the case of what you just said, because that's what I've been trying to tell people, right? People are like, I don't want to vote, right? Or I don't feel like I can vote for Biden because Biden is this, that, and the third, right? And I'm sitting there like, y'all looking at this all wrong. I said, this election period is not about Trump and Biden. I said, this election period is about dictatorship versus democracy, right? So whichever, and to not vote is a vote for dictatorship.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. You don't have to look at the individuals who are sitting in these seats, right? Because again, both of them got issues, right? And you can highlight the issues of this person and you can highlight the issues of that person. But at the end of the day, right, all you're looking at, you got two choices, right? Do you want to live under a dictatorship or do you want to live under a democracy?
Yes.
And that's really what it comes down to.
And that was going to be my other point. It's like the two people running for office doesn't matter. The Project 2025, all they're saying is we need a Republican candidate to win the presidency.
They don't care who
They don't care who it is. Whoever wins that Republican candidacy, boom, we already got a plan in place for them to do for the next 4 years.
Exactly.
Boom, that's it. That was like, so it don't matter if it's Trump. Like, we dealt with the Trump under his first term and everybody became Trumpists and all that kind of stuff. They wasn't even real Republicans anymore.
Right.
They was following the leadership of Trump. But at the same time, now they already said, you know what, we can't do that again. And they came up with a plan, and that's Project 2025.
That's it.
And we said it like several times, Project 2025. Please look it up. Please look it up.
Read it.
Yeah.
Read something, man.
It's public information, so you can go out there and actually Google it, look it up. Please look it up.
Yes.
Because it's going to impact all of us if they're allowed to implement that plan as they've kind of designed it. We in trouble.
Nobody can stop them from
we in trouble,
bro.
But we in trouble.
Yeah, they already got the court system. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Senate is in question. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. Like I said, bro, who's gonna stop it? You know what I'm saying? Again, especially when you have already had the Supreme Court just pretty much give all power to whoever's sitting in that presidential seat.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who's going to stop it?
I know SOC was talking about trying to impeach the Supreme Court because of that. I'm like, that's probably one of the highest powers in the land, probably outside of, you know, the House and the Senate. Like, shoot, the Supreme Court is doing the most right now.
Yeah.
Doing the most. I mean, we've seen it already with abortion laws. We've seen it with this new, I don't know if they call it amendment or not, but the ruling they have about the presidency and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, these cats is like, y'all don't, if you ain't paying attention, you in trouble.
Yeah.
You in trouble. You got to be paying attention to a lot of stuff right now.
Civil rights is next.
Yeah.
Civil rights is next, bro.
Well, they already, we saw it in the last election.
Yep.
You know, with the not giving water in voting lines.
Exactly.
Showing your ID at the voting center.
Yep.
All these different things, right? It was like they trying to make it harder for you even to vote and express your voice in the way that they designed it for us to express our voice.
Exactly.
You know, you start talking about the Bill of Rights, right? You start talking about the First Amendment, right? You don't have freedom of speech. Nope. You can say what you want to say, but if
you won't have any rights. That's the whole point. Soon you won't have any rights, bro. You know what I'm saying? As the trajectory is going right now, like the writing is on the wall, you know what I'm saying? If we continue in the vein that we're continuing in right now, right, we're no different from a lot of these other third world countries that have dictatorships and what have you. People have minimized, right, what took place on January 6th, right? That was a full-on coup. That was a full-on attempt to overtake a nation, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, unsuccessful, but they didn't give up, right? They went back and strategized, you know, and what have you, and just came about it in another way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, man, like I said, everything is already in place.
Yeah, in my understanding, it was one person that got killed. It was a young lady that got shot by the security guard, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm like, shoot, all them cats are still walking around. It was like, it wasn't no definitive decision about sending people to jail or whatever. They said they did what they were supposed to do, in a sense, right?
And I'm surprised that no one has said anything like this, man. But again, going back to the quote unquote assassination attempt, when he did stand up, when he did throw his fist in the air, what did he yell?
Oh, I don't know.
Fight. Fight. Again, here's this individual, right, who's already, under, the microscope for inciting violence.
Yeah.
Right? And what's he doing? The same doggone thing, bro. And again, who's listening to this dog whistle?
Yeah.
Right? Who is listening to this dog whistle? The same bass that he had before. Let's talk. Let's list them again. All right? We're talking about the Proud Boys. We're talking about the neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Oath Keepers. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about white nationalists. You know what I'm saying? This is the base, man. These are the people that's hearing him when he says fight, fight, fight. You know what I'm saying? That he's doing the very same thing, right, that he did on January 6th that time. So again, bro, but nobody's calling him on it.
And everybody you just mentioned already has separatist tendencies, right?
Yes, absolutely.
They're already acting in that manner, saying we're not a normal part of society. And he's saying there, I'm giving you strength, I'm giving you power, I'm giving you motivation. This is your moment. This is your moment, right? To come together and make this happen. And like I said, bro,
we're going to take back our nation.
Hey, and he spoke to that white man that felt like the browns and the blacks and whoever else was overtaking them and, getting into prominence when they should have been in those positions. Exactly. They felt like they should have had those jobs or making that money. How'd he buy that house? How'd he buy that car? All that kind of stuff. And he was like, I'm speaking to you directly. And that's what they feeling right now.
And then you got people who look like you and me who are buying into that nonsense again because he's preaching that same hatred. You know what I'm saying? That, you got the immigrants coming up from Mexico taking your black jobs and taking this, that, and the other thing and so on and so forth and what have you, right? So now you just got a whole bunch of people looking at each other sideways. Meanwhile, right, nobody's watching the hidden hand. Nobody sees what's really going on behind the scenes, bro. Like, and literally the takeover of a nation.
Yeah, and I'll play devil's advocate, right? If you say a black job, maybe saying working for Ford Motor Company in Detroit, right? That may have been a black job. The city of Detroit was, I think, at 1.80% black or something like that.
But the job isn't black, bro.
Got you. But just thinking of it from that context, right? So you're saying, okay, the population, so say it's Atlanta, right? You go to the city of Atlanta, right? The population is what? Maybe 60 to 70% black?
I'll give you that.
Right? So if they say, okay, I'm living in Atlanta, I go get a job at a bank. Is that a black job now?
No, you're a black person with a job. There's a difference between black job.
What the hell is a black job?
What is being, what is being put out there as a black job or black people with jobs?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just like white people have jobs. Guess what? White people can be, they can be bankers, right? They can be attorneys. They can work at Walmart as greeters, right? Guess what? Black people can do the same thing. So the job itself is not a black job. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All jobs are just jobs, right? And people get jobs, right? Regardless of what they, look like or, this, that, and that's how it's supposed to be, right? So why would you make that distinction?
I think it comes down to what you said earlier, right? It's that distinction between black, white, and making this a racial initiative. Exactly. It really don't have nothing to do with the job.
Exactly.
It has everything to do with the race situation.
Dog whistle.
And we hate going back to that, right? Because we always want to say, after the Civil Rights Act, we got all these rights. After the Voting Rights Act, we got all these rights, right? Yes. But at the same time, it's like we've seen it over history where they just changed the rhetoric.
Exactly.
And he's the first one that just came out bluntly. I don't know if they can control him at all because he just say bluntly, but I don't know how many 80 I tell my wife all the time, I tell her, don't fight with no old people. They got a distinction, a rhetoric, they got a understanding of life that you and I will never understand. So you can't fight with them. So for Trump to get up there, almost he'll be what, 81 or something like that.
Yeah,
but anyway, for him to get up there and say a black job, that's how his mind really works.
Exactly. But again, they get on Biden, who is the king of the gaffes, who's always been the king of gaffes, you know what I'm saying? Even when he was vice president, even before that, when he was in the Senate, he always made ridiculous statements, bro, without
even when he
thinking
was
first.
a young man in the 80s, bro. Like,
Exactly.
and
He
they
talks
showed,
without thinking.
yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you'll highlight that and you'll say, question his cognitive ability, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But you let this dude get away with telling you lie after lie after lie and still make the same types of gaffes and mistakes and what have you. But nobody calls him on it.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I think, but like you said, once again, operating out of fear, right? Because if you go against them, now you got to deal with the Supreme Court. Now you got to deal with even local courts and local initiatives on top of that.
Exactly.
So say you're a low-level local official, right? You got to deal with the Trumpism even at that level.
Yeah.
Say the county commission or a city council person. You still have to deal with those initiatives.
Exactly.
We got a dude right now running for Congress that's a known Trumpist, followed that rhetoric through and through. He's running for Congress right now. If we ain't paying attention locally, we're going to have to deal with that cat being in the Congress.
Wow.
Because guess what? He's raised a lot of money, and he's following Trump.
Yeah. It's crazy,
We're going to be in trouble.
Yep.
People, I'm telling you, wake up, get out of the matrix, pay attention. Pay attention.
I don't remember which pill it was. Is it the red pills? Take the red pill.
Yeah. He said if we would have known better, we would have shoved that pill right up your ass and said F it. But that's the truth, man. It's like we living in. I really feel like this is like all scripted. Like it don't seem like real life anymore. Like the stuff that's happening around us in the public view is just awkward, man.
Yeah.
And you know, people they call it doom scrolling on Instagram. You get on Instagram, you just scrolling, looking at reels, looking at this. And I'm like, okay, but you do that and only that.
Yeah.
You don't go to Twitter. You don't go to Reddit. You don't go look Wall Street Journal or nothing.
Exactly.
You're getting all your information from one source, and you'll sit there for hours. Hours going through that one source of information.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bro, we living in a simulation, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Even in the Matrix, bro, like you watch the movie from the get-go, what was everybody doing? Sitting at a damn computer.
At a computer, yeah.
At a damn computer. Everybody in the movie was sitting at a computer.
You're right, yep.
It feels fake, bro.
You got a good point there, boy. Exactly, man.
That's one of my favorite movies. I love it to death because it just told the real truth of life and where we was headed. Yeah. And that movie came out in 99, bro.
It's crazy.
99. But before we even had touchscreen cell phones, there was no Facebook, no Instagram. And it already told where we was headed. Because people was already drowning out and just giving up personalities, giving up free speech, free thinking. And it was already happening. That was 99.
Wow. There it is. There it is, bro. Exactly, man.
I hate being a conscious dude, man. Because we ain't comfortable for everybody.
We're not comfortable for everybody, bro. And there's very few people, man, that we can actually sit down and have a conversation with like this, man. Because, again, people are programmed, man. And you know, and it's like, I can listen to what your side is, you know, and what have you. But most people, they're not trying to, well, this, that, and the third, bro. But like I said, bro, we was the cats, man. Like I said, during the first, you know, when it was Trump and Hillary or whatever and stuff like that, bro. And I said back then, I said, we may be experiencing, you know, we may be on the verge of electing the last U.S. president.
Yeah.
Remember I said that?
You did.
Okay. And again, we know what happened. He tried to be the last president with the whole insurrection. Okay. And that didn't work. So now he's running again. And this time he already came out and told y'all that he's going to be a dictator. Right? So who's going to be president after this? This is not for 4 years. Nah. This is forever. You know what I'm saying? This is until the U.S. is no more. Yeah. Right? Which again, I also believe is going to be the ultimate fate. Right? Is that the country will just cease to be at some point, bro. So, you know, and that's not unheard of. You know, I was talking to a young lady the other day, and I was like, you know, where are you from? She said, well, I'm from Eastern Europe. And I'm like, okay. I said, but I'm picking up the accent. She said, well, it used to be called Yugoslavia. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It used to be called Yugoslavia, like when she grew up and stuff like that. So again, used to be called the United States of America, bro, because I really feel like the days are numbered at this point.
And we talked about this, I think just you and I having a private conversation, it wasn't on camera. We talking about the movie Civil War. Civil War in the movie, go check it out. It's called Civil War. You can catch it on different platforms. But anyway, in the movie, it was so funny. The president in the movie was giving a speech, and it was talking about his 4th or 5th term or something like that. And I was like, damn, okay. So we gonna go back to that where you can. It ain't no 2-term limit now, you know. So
you're right, bro. And
but it was like, it was weird to hear that.
These movies come out at strategic times, all right, because they're trying to let you know what's about to happen. Like Contagion coming out before the whole COVID thing and stuff. They trying to give you an idea of what's about to happen, bro.
This
you know
supposed vaccine, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, bro.
Some of it works, some of it don't.
Some of it don't. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff, man. But nah, we too busy, man, being caught up and busy. Right, which is the reason why the American lifestyle is what it is. Americans work more than anybody. They work, you know what I'm saying? It's like work or die. You know what I'm saying? So when you're that busy, guess what you don't have time to do, right? You don't have time to investigate. You don't have time to think for yourself, right? We don't want you to think for yourself. We want you to work all day and then come home and watch Fox News, and we'll tell you what to think. You know what I'm saying? Or even CNN or any, like I said, you have to have multiple sources. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to weigh things out and then to be able to form your own opinion and and follow your own decision making as a result of that. So, you know, I don't believe in following the crowd in any situation. You know, if I see everybody going left, I'm probably gonna go right. You know what I'm saying? Just how I'm built. Right. Because again, you know, like I said, even when we went back to the whole vaccine thing, everybody and their brother was like, bruh, you know, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm hesitant to follow the crowd in this thing. With all of the media pressure, with all of the friends and family cutting you off and this, that, and other thing and what have you, then, you know, when it comes full circle, then they find out, well, yeah, those shots that wasn't really helping nobody. You know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the other thing, or what have you. So at the end of the day, bro, like I said, we got to be able to make intelligent decisions as it pertains to our lives, right? And my concern right now is, you know, for my children, for my grandchildren, like, what kind of a country are they going to be living in long after I'm gone? You know?
I was just having a conversation with my good brothers the other day about that, man. It's like, succession planning, leadership. Like I'm concerned about the pipeline. I'm concerned for my children, right? What world are they going to live in? Like, what are they going to have to deal with? And the stuff they're dealing with already is awkward. Like my oldest has already she's in high school, has dealt with several school shootings in her time. My daughter don't deal with earthquake drills and fire drills. She's dealing with active shooter in the school drills, right? In elementary school. Hiding under the desk, doing this kind of stuff, right? So the world they're already growing up in is already out of bounds of what we could ever understand. So I'm like, okay, how is that going to impact them going forward? But I say all that to say, I'm so concerned about the pipeline. I'm so concerned about the lineage, about the succession plans, right? It's like it took many years to get me to this point, sitting with people like yourself, right? Doing the work that I've done. It's like, okay, how do we continue that when they got to grow up in this type of world? How do we continue that? It doesn't put an ecosystem around them to grow into that. Because we know what we had to go through to get to the positions we were in, right? I don't see the ecosystem and the environment to them get to that point unless we create it ourselves, right? And we can only do so much in our homes and within our families. When they go out into the world is still going to impact them. So it's like, how do we protect them from that? How do we get them to that point? Like I said, as I get older, these are the thoughts I have, right? You know, I may blaze a little something and sit out there, have those kind of thoughts. But this is stuff I really be thinking about. I'm like, where does it get back to the stuff that we grew up in? Like, I grew up with my grandparents and listening to them and getting to sit with people like yourself, man, and learning from folks like you. Like, I'm like, that people have done stuff, had success, been successful in their lives now, doing all these different things. Like, how do we perpetuate that? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm on my soapbox this morning. I came out to light up and talk a little bit this morning.
Yes, sir, bro. Absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how long we've been going.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it was another Mickey and Jaron conversation.
Exactly.
We forgot the camera was on.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's it right there, bro. You know, I don't know if anybody like really chimed in today, or if they go back and watch this in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? Because again, most people don't have a tolerance for truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Most people would rather be entertained rather than educated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's literally where we're at in society today, man. Because people don't want to think.
And we ain't Mason Cameron, so you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Mick gonna spit a freestyle. I'm gonna sit over here laughing.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna be that. So
for real. But anyway, fam, like I said, bro, 100%, man. You know, the knowledge that you dropping, man. You dropping gems, man. You dropping gold. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see who pick it up.
You too, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody gonna pick it up, man? Is anybody gonna, polish the stone and be like, yo, this is something that I need to motivate me to go a little bit deeper, go a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we here until they shut us down. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually
we're gonna get to the point. We're gonna look up. We're gonna have that 10,000 followers.
But like I said, we're gonna look up and they're gonna be like, "Yo, get them guys off." Like, you know what I'm saying? They putting too much realness out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we just want to, see them smoke cigars and get up and dance a little bit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? And all of that type of stuff. Play some hip hop in the background, and let that be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what this is about, bro. This is the original Cigars and Conversations.
The original.
Yeah, the real conversation.
You're going to see a lot of imitators.
Oh, yeah.
But we are the originators.
Yeah, often imitated, never duplicated.
Yes.
Feel me? You know what I'm saying? This is what we do, fam.
Yeah.
Word, bro.
We on the outro?
Yeah, outro, baby. Do your thing.
It's been a beautiful conversation, man. Beautiful.
But
definitely, like we always tell y'all, I got to do a couple things. I got to do a little plug. Yeah. Man, I got my guy shoes on today. This is Suckers Can't Join. So this is from Cleveland. These are exclusives, man.
Yes, sir.
Exclusive. So check them out on Instagram. Suckers Can't Join. Man, Suckers is out there though. Yeah. They out there, and everybody can't be the realest, right? I wore these shoes on purpose because I knew we was gonna have this type of conversation today, right?
Exactly.
So I was like, Cleveland, shout out to you, my brother.
Yeah.
But definitely, man, keep showing us the love on Instagram, like y'all been doing. Jump on the line. I know we ain't consistent with the timelines and all of that. We're going to get better. We're going to get better.
Y'all know where to find it.
Yeah, every episode is an opportunity for us to improve, and we appreciate y'all sticking with us. But definitely, the library is always up on YouTube. My man's Mick, he's doing the work, putting in the work to get the videos up on YouTube, doing all the editing and all that stuff. We ain't media guys at all. We just two dudes that enjoy cigars and whiskey and adult conversations. Yes. And we come here and we do that all the time.
Word up.
So please check us out on YouTube. Check out the library. Plus, we on the podcast platform, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast from, you can check us out. Listen to us in your car. Listen to us in the ride. While you're at the gym, whatever it may be, check out the conversation that we had. Jump in with us. Please like, comment, share, all of the above, right? So we can get the content out to the people that want to be on this conscious level with us, that want to be a part of the conversation, and we'll take any comments, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We want the love, the hate, whatever it may be, right? Yeah. We want all of that because we want to grow this conversation. Yeah. We want to grow this content. We want to make sure people are aware. But that's it, man.
Tapping ass, baby. Tapping ass.
Oh yeah, brother. We in the best venue in town,
in
all of Las Vegas. Probably in I'm gonna say Las Vegas, but I'm gonna say in the country.
Yeah, I would say that, bro. Yeah,
I've traveled to many cities and business, different cigar venues. I have not seen the work that the folks do here at Tapping Ash with Melvin and Michelle Runless. Like, they doing great work. They put out a good product for us to enjoy, and they giving a puff a minute a home, right?
Yeah,
so we can say we sit up here, we do this conversation stuff. They've given us a home, and we hope it's a home for everybody that comes to the city.
Absolutely.
Gets to enjoy it as well. This is like sitting in our living room right now,
Absolutely,
man.
Bro.
It's a lot different than the backyard studio.
Yeah, man.
Only thing we missing is Polo. We gotta bring him sometime to the studio. But man, that's it, man. That's the outro.
That's what it is, right there, family. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay with us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, this is a labor of love. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, throwing no money at us to come out early in the morning, man, and talk on camera, you know what I'm saying, and have these types of conversations. We're going to have these conversations anyway. You feel me? But we do want to open it up and share with y'all, man, so y'all can join in with us.
I should have done like the NBA players that took this off the table, right? Terribles ain't paying us shit.
They ain't nobody paying us a damn thing, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful situation. Like I said, this started off with two brothers just, you know what I'm saying, having conversations and smoking cigars.
Yeah,
and we're going to keep it like that, bro. Absolutely. Like I said, man, if you're looking for the bells and the whistles and the entertainment and the, you know, sexy cheerleaders to come through, this ain't the right show for you. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're not just going around trying to hype up, you know, other people or try to ride on other, you know, reputations of different, like Tapanash, they got their own following. Tapanash, you know what I'm saying, they doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? These cigar brands that we smoke, they got their own, you know, their own media, their own, you know, marketing and all of that type of stuff. We just letting you know this is what we enjoy, you know what I'm saying, and this is the conversation that we're having while we're enjoying it. You feel me? So that's what it is, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a good one, man.
It is, man.
Hey, who are you again?
Yo, man, y'all already know it's your man, Cigar Mick, y'all.
Hey, it's the banker. Appreciate y'all, man.
Another Cigars and Conversations with a puff a minute. Thank you for joining us, y'all. And again, we'll see you when we see you. You know what I'm saying? But keep following, you know, and make sure you click that bell link on the YouTube so you know every time a new episode goes up there as well, right? We need y'all to, you know, like, share, comment. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do, man. Let us know that you see us out here, all right? So with that, we out of here, bro.
We out.
All right, that's another one. Peace. We done.